Hello, it's Prudence in the Drunken Kitchen with something new. Drunken Kitchen. I know I posted here recently about Kai the hitchhiker and the fact that I have some letters. So this is going to be my Kai letters. Prudence in the Drunken Kitchen, Kai letters. So I've gotten these from Kai, actually, while he was in prison. And I don't want to show my, well, I live in Conroe. I don't want to show my actual address. But these are letters he wrote to me. This first one was in 3/17/18. So Prudence in the Drunken Kitchen. The Kai letters. Sounds good? I think you would enjoy it. This is my desk. This is where I work. Yes, this is my... Look, I have a swing line. Yeah, swing line. Anyhow, Prudence in the Drunken Kitchen reading my first Kai letter. And so, next to my name is a smiley face. Pleasure to meet you. I appreciate you investing your time and energy in sharing your support. His handwriting is not that easy to read. So I'm struggling sometimes. I got the money you sent. Yes, I sent him money. I'm not too sure, but I sent a little bit. Just enough to pay for him to get stamps and whatnot. And I think I sent him money enough to get clothing for his court case. So I was active in communicating with him up until his trial. So, yeah. I'm still working on getting the courts to deal with the motion, open paren, to dismiss the charges for destruction of evidence, close paren. So I'm not too familiar with the case at this point, but he's dealing with a lot, and he just alludes to it a little bit, but I don't know a lot about it, and so it's there. That I wrote 2.5 years ago. So he wrote a motion 2.5 years ago, and it's 2018, but he was incarcerated in 2013. So it's 5 years. He's been in jail. 5 years. He's been in jail trying to free himself 2.5 years before he wrote a motion. So 5 years later is my first contact with him. 5 years later, my first contact with him. And he's struggling. So he's not any longer drinking, doing drugs, nothing. This is 5 years later in jail. He's sober, lucid, working hard to save himself. And these are his words to me. Lucid, a man trying to free himself. But as soon as they schedule it, I will post an update through my friends onto Facebook. That's how I originally first found him. Onto Facebook, yes. It's my desk. Prudence in the Drunken Kitchen. This is weird, but I'm going to do this. I was going to do it live, but I'm going to do it like this for right now. And I'm just going to say he still, to this day, well, at that time, he still had an off-putting projection of the other person. And so it came out, but it was only a single line. The Creep Mafia was obviously getting away with preying on hitchhikers. So that's the most off-putting statement there. For far, far too long. Only guilty people destroy evidence. And so it was all about destruction of evidence at the time in 2018. That was the critical factor back then. 2018, evidence was being destroyed, and he was really concerned about it, and that's what he was focused on. And so, you know, he wrote it to me, and so you know, he was worried about evidence being destroyed. And so, there you go. It's in my letter. Then he says to me, and you know what I just wrote to him, it's not really the truth, but this is what he says. I'm really glad you saw through their cheap lies and looked into what's actually underlined. The word actually was underlined. Happening. We need more people like you in the world. You know, he was a person we needed, but he's asking me to be more people like needed. You are right, because I said something to him. Being limited and confined is, the word is underlined, difficult. So I strive to spend my time wisely and improve myself and those I influence. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every morning and practice yoga, Qui-Gon, try something, tantra, I'm not too sure it's tantra, because tantric is, but anyhow, and pranayams, I don't know. I don't know any of the martial arts, so I don't know what he wrote there. So somebody else needs to look at this and tell me what he meant. But I can clip it if you need. Then I do my HIIT calisthenics. Don't know what HIIT is. Regime and study. I'm glad he's studying. You know what? From the entire time I wrote to him, he's always studying, he's always learning, he's always trying to move forward, which is a good thing. I maintain my voice, which is kind of sad after seeing that silly documentary, as well through diligent daily practice, as it's the only musical instrument I have access to in here. Your encouraging card and show of support means a lot to me. It's nice to know I'm not forgotten. I'm just going to say, people in prison, because he's not the first person I wrote to in prison, their life is hard. Is it okay if I ask some questions so we can get to know each other better? I'll write them on the back. I answered those. So that will be my next one.